Well, I leave it with her because I have to run out to the gate. And he's up on the stage.
Oh, it didn't get me.
Whoa. I was gonna say, I don't know what we're gonna
I heard.
In a sec. She did? Okay.
Start rolling, go crazy. Okay.
We're back here in the hectic backstage area of the Leeza Gibbons show, and we're eagerly awaiting Leeza's arrival. She's going to give us a little information, some background on the show. I'm going to start again. We are backstage at the Leeza Gibbons show. Everything is very hectic, and we're eagerly awaiting Leeza's arrival. She's going to tell us about the success of her show.
I know what's going on.
I get flowers.
I'm cool, man. I got my water. I'm very happy. Thank you.
What's it called?
Here's the right, the
The
left.
frequency does you have?
Yeah.
Make it feel good.
I've lost from $100 money you guys put this evening of forest into my little rose petal.
That's Tracy, so.
Oh, Tracy.
Who, us?
Yeah.
We're fine with it. It's never us, I can tell you that.
Debbie,
Thank you so much. Can you do me a favor, darling? Are you going back to the office right now? Actually, they don't mind. Okay.
Is that eventually gonna go there?
So basically, it just goes up to like music, and then it's all cars and this thing. Good, how are you?
Then you're passed off.
Hey, we're listening to something. Right?
Jeff,
Cannot be on
how
stage.
far away are we, dude?
You know, I think the reason he married Jerry,
No,
Jerry was a poor
Yeah, we're doing a
country
teacher
girl.
Yeah, you do talk show and
And I
recording
think-
type things.
Yeah, but
I
she was
do,
still
well, I'm a
at
lawyer in
heart
New
a
York.
poor country
But
girl.
yeah, I'm a lawyer
They
in
say
New York,
take
but
my
I've
country,
written
can't
several
take
books,
country
so
out of
I'm on
I
talk
think
shows.
the fact that he could be himself with her,
Were you
including
on
other
Arsenio
women.
River?
No, I'm
And
not
I
trying
think
to
that's the same
here,
thing
you mean
as driving
in this building?
Clint
In this
Eastwood.
state.
Okay.
About this girl he was allegedly engaged to,
I'm
but I
trying
doubt
to think
it.
of the shows that I
Anyway.
have done here
Clint said
have
that
been, this is
she's
going
so
way
down to
back.
earth that he can be
I don't know how long
himself
you've
with
been
her, and
here,
that
but
means
I
can have
did
bad
still, let's
breath,
say,
body odor, whatever I need to
Gary
have. I don't have to go
Collins,
into
do you know who he
intelligence.
is?
Oh, yeah, no,
I
He's-
can just be me.
Okay, gosh, I've
Yeah,
done so many shows
but I
out
knew he
here, I'm
was
just
going
trying
to
to
marry
think
Frances.
of what
See,
other...
when Frances was living
Maybe I saw you.
Oh, Arsenio was here. That's right. This is Melrose.
Yes.
55, 55. Yes, that's I did.
Oh, absolutely love this.
Our class level has been elevated just because you're here.
Oh, please,
And you
please,
didn't even
please.
need the Tiffany bag.
Suck up really good.
Well, this is a thrill. It's a real
I think it's going to be a great show. You're comfortable with everything?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, very comfortable. I was just saying, I mean, I've done Oprah and Donahue before, and nobody before has told me the sense of everyone who's going to be on the show and where the direction is going.
Well, you have every right to know those things.
I do, and I think it makes for a better show because people are eloquent about what their point of view is, and I'm excited.
Well,
This
and you
woman
need to
hooked
know
me
where
up
you
to
fit
it.
this
Should do like camera, like, you know, that
Oh, the X.
Has no one done that?
Dateline has come to me to do that, and I wouldn't do it because I see like the producers who they set me up with, and I said, I would love to.
We just get involved, how you want to produce and all
Well,
that.
that would be wonderful. I was really, I mean, Dateline, I didn't like who they were.
That would be great, and we could, yeah, we
I
could
mean,
do that.
we
turn around and get
Here,
Here,
for
let
a
me give
mortgage.
you
I said,
money.
you want some money? Here's
Here,
the money,
take
right?
it. You don't have
No.
to show us any
Right.
That's fine.
So we'll see you in a
See you
bit.
soon. Okay. take
I better
care.
change because you're so dressed up.
Leeza, this is Justine Squeezy.
Hey, how are you doing?
Metro Cafe.
Great vest.
Thank you.
This is great. Wow.
Thank you.
Love the clothes. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Badri, Leeza.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Gary.
Hi, Gary. Gary in your face.
That's right.
Your face.
Can we get you any mochaccino
Well,
I'm fine, thank
It's kind
you.
of a friends moment back here. Okay.
So are you rolling? Yes. Oh, we're supposed
Oh,
to
we
be
have a
the-
mark. We even
Yeah.
have a mark. Well, this is
The
impressive.
light is just perfect right here.
And I trust you.
So you're doing 3 shows today?
3 shows today, and we start kind of late in the afternoon, really. I mean, we're starting late today. So it's once you get out there, you get energized by the audience, but it's a long day.
Yeah. Usually you do 3 or no?
We usually do 2, 3 days a week. So we do 6 shows a week. And but these shows today are politically sensitive and I think just requires us to all really be engaged in the topic. So they are emotionally challenging.
Is each one of them different? Is it very difficult to get into like a different state of mind?
We switch gears a lot. Yesterday, we did honeymoon horrors caught on tape, and we had weird stuff like videotape of a naked man on an airplane. And switch gears, and today we're doing anorexia, and there's going to be a young woman on who's 57 pounds, and literally she wanted to be here because she said she has to decide. The question for her is, do I want to live or do I want to die? So I don't want to be too earth-shattering, but that clearly is a life or death situation, juxtaposed to some of the lighter shows that we do. We're doing a real issue-oriented show first today. We're looking into the controversy of just because of your skin color, do you become a target? Are blacks under suspicion, particularly in the city of Beverly Hills, given the history with the Rodney King beating and a lot of other incidents, and in the aftermath of the O.J. trial, it's an issue of great polarity. Yeah, so we'll be ignited on the stage today.
And do you find it sometimes very taxing on you personally? Do you take these issues home with you and you meet these people who are so involved?
I think you would almost not be human if you didn't, because television forces you to become intimate very quickly. And we've queued up our guests to get to the pivotal points in their stories so that they're emotionally very raw. And at the end of the day, I find that I'm sure I could run a marathon and be less exhausted than I am mentally depleted at the end of these production days. So I hang out and light my candles and burn my incense, a very zen moment, and just kind of chill out for a while before I go home to my kids, because they take all the tension from me and they take their cues from me. So yeah, I do have to decompress a little bit.
Yeah, but you must get a lot of satisfaction out of that because you're really giving personally a lot of support to a lot of people, and it's helping people in the audience too.
You're exactly right. It's tremendously validating, and it does give you a sense of greater purpose, not to overstate what we do, but we do connect with people and we care about them and we follow up with their lives. And television gets a bad rap, I think, for being destructive, and I've seen it do just the opposite. I've seen it be used in a way that is constructive, and you never know what the experience is like for the guests. You know what it is for you, but you can never quite be sure of what the meaning will be for each one of them. So you just want to be responsible to that. Treat them nice, give them some respect. People get the opposite so often.
Now, is that part of the secret of the success of your show? I mean, the daytime talk show is a glut of, there's just so much competition. So what do you think makes you different that you're so successful?
Like, how many? It's like over 24 talk shows, I think it is. Yes, part of the secret of success. The secret of success actually is in these little mochaccino cups. And basically, if you just take one of these per show...
you're guaranteed a hit.
That's exactly right. Hey, it worked for Friends,
Yeah.
I think that the key to us really is that we have a lot of integrity about the show. We care about it. We have really talented people on our staff. And every day is another chance to go out there and do it again.
And you get to go and put on some fabulous outfit yourself now.
Well, nothing quite this fabulous, but I'm sure going to try.
Okay.
So in a minute, my own sequined vest.
We'll see you out there. Okay. Thanks, Leeza.
I just found out Daryl Gates has to leave here by 4. So. You look fabulous. Oh my gosh.
Want to try it? You want to try it? There you go. You're so beautiful. Everybody wants to bring a beautiful voice. You ready? Get the count 3. Everyone's going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Give Kayla a big round of applause. Which means she's my boss, so you got to really clap that loud. Let's pretend we didn't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lady here I'd love for you to say hello to. She's a multi-Emmy Award winner. She's the executive producer of our show. Put your hands together for Miss Nancy. All for everybody. Who the hell invited you? Wait a minute. She's the executive producer. Right. It's her mochaccino. Hey, Ness, you know what? There was one guest in particular that I mentioned is going to be here, and I got a lot of moans and a lot of groans from yesterday.
A lot of people, back out of these.
All I ask is that you guys, you're welcome to say anything you want to Daryl Gates, but do me a favor, just listen to what he has to say first, and then you guys can go to town. How many people are going to help us out? We're going to give away some great gifts at the end of the show, but how many people are going to participate in the discussion today and be on the show? Raise your hand high for me if you're going to help us out. All right? Now, section.
Yeah, he's got to go.
At 4.
I don't even have my mic on here. Let's see.
Okay, hit it, guys. Hit
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Whoa. Wow, now, okay, who told you I was in a bad mood? Somebody let on. All right, that makes up for it. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show. It's very nice to have you here, and especially to have your enthusiasm here, because this is a show that will engage you immediately. We're talking about a very troubling situation, a controversial issue. I invite you to share your comments, your questions, your thoughts. Our guests today are extremely passionate about it, and they're ready to take your questions as we set the show. We're going to queue up pretty quickly. And I'll just tell you that the first 3 acts are the best times for you to get involved. The microphones hanging over your head, as Andrew may have shared with you, are here to gauge your emotional level. So if something doesn't ring right to you, let us know. You know, this is not a place where we engage in fights, but we do have conflict. And so we don't want you just to sit in silence and be aggravated over something and not have your point of view told. So are we all set? I heard yes and no. It does barely? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not enough to worry about since we're so late. And I do apologize. It is my fault that we are late, and I'm so sorry to have you guys out here waiting. It couldn't be helped. Andrew, that's the first time I've never blamed it on you.
I know, that's the deal.
I used to blame it on Andrew.
Always my fault. Now, you guys, just so you know, the very important people that we need to kiss up to is, first of all, the gentleman in the powder blue shirt. That's Jeff, our chief of security. Please give Mr. Dancy a big round of applause for him. Some of you who watch our show frequently may recognize Jeff. He was on the show last week.
Thank
We did
you,
a show about
Julie.
men who used to be women. Thanks, ma'am. Yeah. You guys think I'm kidding, I'm not. Watch. Wanda. See? That's the correct name. His name used to be Wanda. He sounds like the Sally's show, yeah. Right up here on stage is our stage manager, John Boyer, who just got nominated for an Emmy for his work on Jay Leno. Please give him a big round of applause. Lucy's going to start the show right out here in the audience, everybody. When she does, do me a favor, please look at her. You don't have to try and look around her or look into the camera, especially when she's reading off the teleprompter. Please don't lip sync what she's. If you see my hand raised like this, it means I need you guys to really help me out and ask questions and give comments.
I don't want you guys to feel any pressure or anything, but when the audience doesn't participate and it's really not good, Andrew has been fired on occasion for that. Because, yeah, so I don't want you to feel like you're putting somebody out in the street, but we have 2 more shows today, and he may or may not be back for them, depending on how well you are, how well you do. Nice to see you. How are you doing? I'm glad you're here. Every show, I think, we could bring them. I'm Leeza Gibbons. Hello. Very nice to meet you.
So the top of the show, we're probably going to do a little bit of clapping. As of now, we have our new first 4 guests on the show, Brenda Osmond, Bob, Mr. Joe Gates. Please give them a round of applause, everybody. But we're going to answer right off the bat. You guys, let us hear your opinions and your comments.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a great show. Thanks for being here. Please
Yes,
give a
thank
applause
you,
to
everybody.
everybody.
Enjoy. Jump in here. Get involved. Let us know what's going on.
Tape's rolling, here we go.
John, I'm right here.
Thank you, bud.
Although I did, I just keep on going.
The calm before the storm.
That may not even be true. Watch.
Well, here we go. Nice round of applause, please.
Level of suspicion for black people. Does color make you a target? How would you like it if every time you left your house you were asked, where are you coming from, where are you going, what are you doing in the area?
Well, I've been told everything
Program is
like that. I fit the description in the area and called the police on me.
I got the bill for no reason. I didn't cause any trouble. I didn't hurt anybody. I was just on my way home from school. That was it.
They say it's okay.
Of course I do. You know, I'm American
They
citizen.
say it's okay. Luther was fine.
It's horrible.
There's bad incidents, like the Rodney King incident, you know, is a terrible tragedy, but if there's not much you can do about it.
As far as minorities, you know, you have a more of a negativity outlook as far as police, you know, police department looking at it as like a...
Audrey, that young man that we just heard from on the videotape was your grandson. And that's part of the reason why you're here today. You're part of a lawsuit against the city of Beverly Hills. That's correct. Why is he suing?
Beverly Hills has a nasty little secret. It's called the land of the beautiful people. The rich and the famous live there. But what many people don't know is that there's a nasty little secret. There's racism running blatant in Beverly Hills.
That's what we're here to discuss today, both sides of that issue. Let me introduce our guest. We're joined by Audrey, two women on the stage today who know what it's like to live in the predominantly white community of Beverly Hills. Brenda Mack, and that was Audrey Bowen that we were talking to, say that they and their families have experienced racism under the guise of law enforcement. You'll also meet the former mayor of Beverly Hills, who says it's the custom, policy, and practice of the Beverly Hills Police Department to detain black pedestrians and motorists. And we're joined by former Los Angeles Police Chief Daryl Gates, who says police officers are merely trying to do their jobs. Please welcome everybody to the show. Now, what did he do?
He was told his brake light was out after having the lights checked. That was not true.
Your grandson has been stopped over 20 times?
Over 20 times. He's been driving less than 2 years.
Oh. And one of those times stopped in his own driveway at home?
Once he was coming out of the driveway, they asked him, where are you going? Where do you live? What are you doing here? And he said, I live here. I'm going home. I parked my car. I'm going home. And they said, well, what is the address? What's the name of this cross street? He said, officer, have I done something wrong? If I've done anything wrong, I'd like you to tell me. They didn't answer him about that at all. They simply said, answer my question, because he was afraid that he would be stopped. So he just simply refused to drive for quite a period of time.
Brenda, I would suspect that none of this surprises you.
No, I used to work in law enforcement, and in the late 60s and 70s, there was a thing that didn't let the dark catch you in Glendale. And in Beverly Hills, because it's crime going on every second, your adrenaline is running, your life is on the line. But when I moved into Beverly Hills, I had to file a lawsuit just to move in. When I went for the apartment, I had to dress up. I couldn't wear sweats or anything like that. I had to dress up, look good, have all the qualifications. So 15 minutes after I left for the apartment, the guy left a message for me that the apartment had been taken. So having integrated the Oakwood apartments earlier, I called up FEPC, and they sent a white girl out in blue jeans and sweatshirt, and she was off for the apartment walk. Well, evening walk, I should say. I'd walk all down to Rodeo Drive everywhere. Ran into Fred Astaire, he had no escort.
See, now there's a good attitude.
Yeah.
First of all, you got to give it to this lady. She kind of pioneered a lot of situations.
Yeah.
You talk about integrating one particular apartment complex. You move in after filing a suit, knowing you're going to be in a little bit of hostile territory.
Well, it was so hostile that initially they started stealing my mail and my magazines, so the postal authorities found out it was the guy in the downstairs apartment who the landlord had persuaded to do this. The landlord was a very powerful financial person in Beverly Hills. So one Sunday, I'm under the... Having been in law enforcement, you're trained that obviously this is someone who's not out to do you any good if they're trying to get in like this. So I went and got my gun, stood to the side of the door.
She said casually.
Okay. Stood to the side of the door in case someone was going to shoot through it. You never stand in front of it. Stood to the side of the door, and I had this huge peephole. And I threw open the peephole, and the first space I saw, I put the gun in. They ran in, guns drawn, went all through the house, and I, what's going on, you know? And he said, well, we have reported a stereo here, a loud stereo. And
Did they have a warrant to come in and search your house?
No, I opened the door for them.
Was the stereo on loud?
No, the stereo was not on at all. I was under the hairdryer, but I wouldn't have been able to hear it, and I was reading. But, so I said, I have to go to the bathroom. So they said, okay, and they just stood there with their guns drawn.
Or do you know of a policy, unspoken or not, to harass African Americans?
Well, the allegations, and I don't want to get in specifically into the lawsuit issue, but I do want to talk about the issue of racism in law enforcement in the country, because it does represent an epidemic right now. And what it's doing, bottom line, police, regrettably what's happening is the departments themselves are not dealing effectively with this problem. And I think it's important to do its own house. I'd like to see local, because what's going to happen is, it's just so
It's the allegation in his lawsuit, the one that was carried into federal court.
No,
Facts
never.
are that there is not a pattern in practice in the United States in any department. If you look at any department, you'll find that it's just the opposite.
You know, we don't have to. We're not legally obligated to.
The train that was in the car. And basically that was the reason they were stopped. They were black, they were driving a red car, but there was also a murder and a robbery that they were trying to find.
You're saying the protection of the greater good outweighs the individual civil
I'm
liberties.
saying this is, if you're going to look at this from the standpoint of what's happening in the United States today, the violence, the crime that exists today in this country, and you want the police to do something about it, you don't want them to step back and say, well, I can't do anything, because if I do anything, I'm going to be accused of being a racist. If I stop somebody who is black, then they're going to accuse me of being a racist, and I'm not stopping him because he's black. I'm stopping him because I have a suspect in a crime.
Yeah, but that's really not the issue, Carol.
Did you at that time try to address the issues while you were an active mayor? Today on the program, we'll meet people who say that they were stopped, they were questioned, they were detained for no other reason than the color of their skin. We'll hear from parents. We'll be right back.